welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea Campbell and I am the owner and designer of Andrea Campbell Designs. And we are here today to start again on our journey to building the perfect wardrobe. I started this series a couple of years ago, and right when I started taking leaps of faith to come out of my comfort zone and begin the YouTube channel, more things in my life started to change, and God was leading me to take bigger steps of faith. And one of those was moving from Indiana to Washington State. And it's been an amazing journey thus far, and God has just really been faithful. But I really want to get back. To creating that perfect wardrobe. And as a designer, I would like for those to be full of my own designs, my own work, more than anyone else's. So to properly begin that process, we have to start with the measurements. And so as you see me here, I am placing these elastic bands in certain places so that I have a place where I have a horizontal line in place all the way around. So as I go from front to back, I'm not teetering up and down. I can see that line there, that horizontal line going across. I'm placing one at my hips. I will place another at my waist. Another one at the fullest part of my bust. These are all key into creating and making sure that I have the perfect or the most accurate measurements all the way around, 360 around my bust, my waist, and my hip. This will also come in handy when I am measuring my side seams. And make sure that when I am doing the measurements, I'm getting the right proportions. Everyone's body type is different. And so some people may have a short torso, or some might have a long torso. Also, our points between our underbust and our hips, our underbust and our natural waist might be different. And I personally also have a preferred waist, a place where I normally will sit the top of my pants or my skirt where it feels most comfortable to me. And so you will see me note that here as I start to take my measurements. First measurement I'm going to take is my full bust, as you can see, and you want to make sure that you take it all the way around and you're using that elastic band as a guide to make sure that it's level. It's always great to double check and make sure that you have the right measurement, that you're not pulling too tight on that measuring tape and squeezing down. You really want it to be a firm hold, but you want it to be also natural, not pulling in so much that it's not really accurate. When taking your underbust, you want to make sure you're really getting under there, make sure that your bra is not in the way, and that you're getting that measurement for right underneath where the bottom of your bra rests. You want to get in there to get your entire waist. And now I'm just going to take my waist measurements. I have a preferred waist, and you also want to note your natural waist. For me, my preferred waist is where my elastic band is, which is about 2 inches above my belly button. And then you want to go back in and measure your actual natural waist, which would be at your belly button. For me, because my midsection is usually where I carry most of my weight, I like to note both of those because I don't wear my pants, my skirts, or anything at my natural waist. I like it to be a little further up. I just feel more comfortable that way. So I note both of those. Also, as I go forward, I'll note them on my side seams, and I'll also note it in my center front and my center back measurement. Now, these measurements can be a little hard to take on your own, but the elastic band helps you to stay on track. When taking your hip measurement, you want to make sure that it's level all the way around and that it is at the widest part of your hips from the front and the back. Now I'm going to take my center front, and this is from the base of your neck all the way down to your waist. And because I have a natural waist point and a preferred waist point, you also want to make sure that you're capturing those measurements as well. You're capturing your center front. You want to make sure that you are pressing that ruler down from the top of your neck on down to your waist, and making sure that you are capturing that curve at your bust. Now I am capturing my neck to shoulder. So this is the base of the side of your neck. You want to go from the base of your neck right down to the edge of your shoulder, right where your arm bends. Now we're going to measure our side seams. And first we're going to measure from our underarm to our waist. And then we're going to measure our waist to our hip. Now we're going to measure the crotch. So this is going to go from your waist through your legs up to the back of your waist, up the center back. And you want that to be smooth against your body. And measurement is used for when you are sewing pants, lingerie, underwear. Here I am measuring my arm, your upper arm. You want to make sure that you're getting the fullest part of your upper arm to make sure that you have a comfortable sleeve. This measurement can be a little hard to gather by yourself. So take your time and make sure that it's in the right place, and adjust as you need to. But it is possible to do it on your own. Here, I am realizing that I will need some help for the rest of these measurements. And luckily for me, my wonderful daughter has come in to help me. She didn't realize it was recording. So we're going to, she's so goofy. But we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of the measurements with my little assistant. And so I'm just going to guide her as we go. The first measurement we're going to take is the sleeve. So she's going to go from that part in your arm where it bends, and I'm showing her right there. There's a little dip you can feel when you lift your arm up. You want to go from there all the way down to your wrist. And you just want to make sure that it's a smooth laying across your arm. Now we're doing the bent arm measurements. This again will help ensure you have a sleeve with the right amount of ease and that it's long enough for when you stretch your arm straight out and when you bend your arm. Very, very key into making sure you have the best fit possible.
Searching for more. Afraid to leave, afraid to show. Fight to leave, fight to leave, fight to sometimes find yourself nowhere, no. Lost and looking for a soul. Grabbing for what you can hold.
So now we're going to do the center back. So this is the same as the center front. You're going to go from the base of your neck all the way down to your waist mark. Okay, and this is another reason why those elastic bands come in handy. So she's able to measure from my base of my neck down to that elastic band and give me my center back. And just like the center front, you want to mark where your preferred waist is and your natural waist. It also is a great idea to take a look at your back when you're doing your measurements to see if you have an S shape, if you have any particular dips in your back, if you have a very particular part where it gets very curvy. You want to note that as well because that does affect the back seam. When you're making dresses or shirts, it's just great to have that noted as before you begin pattern making. Here we are going to measure from the waist down to the floor as another side measurement. You want to do this standing straight up, which is why I needed my little assistant. I'm also going to have her grab the waist to ankle measurement as well. That's great when you're doing your dresses and slacks, and it gives you some options in where you can allow your hem to fall. Now is the inseam. This is always an awkward measurement to take either on yourself or especially others. So I'm just giving her a hand here and placing it at the top and allowing her to drag that down to the floor to give me my inseam measurement. Off camera, I did go back and take my upper thigh measurement, as you saw me noting there. And it's just simply like doing your upper arm. You're just wrapping it around the thickest part of your thigh and marking that. Here I am taking my bust point measurement. Now this is from your shoulder point down across your chest in a diagonal. This video, I'm really not giving you a great example of how to do it. I've done it so many times. I was just going through the motions here, but there are a lot of tutorials out there and also books on right where that point is. It's really, if you're looking at your bust, it's kind of right where your nipple hits. You want to make sure you have that so you know how far out. It's that apex of your bust measurement. You want to know how far out your bust goes and that crossover there. So now we're going to measure our shoulder span. It's going to go from one shoulder point to the other. And I'm just giving her a demonstration on where exactly it is. And as you can see, I'm pointing to where those dips are. When you lift your arms up, that is your shoulder point. When taking your shoulder span measurement, you want to make sure that you have the starting point in one of those dips right there at that shoulder point. So I'm having her feel for it. And you're going to make sure it's laying flat across your back as you go across. And you want to make sure you find that dip again on your other arm. My daughter has never taken measurements before. She has been around me, seen me do this many, many times, but she's never done this before. So I'm very proud of her. She was patient and she listened very, very well. And so I was grateful to have her today. The importance of taking these measurements, it is the basis of everything we're going to build on as we continue this series. From these measurements, I can create my custom mannequin dress form, and I'm going to create my slopers, which is my base pattern for all of my designs. And you'll see that process as we go forward. But I just wanted to start it here, right here at the foundation. And I hope that you come back as we continue to grow and as we continue on our journey to the perfect wardrobe. And as I'm looking out in my front yard, I am reminded that this is the season of new, but it's also the season of starting again. I'm looking at so many of these flowers, and this has been a reminder for me that I am not delayed, that I am not late, that I am right on time for this season to start again, to nurture what I've already planted.